this secret I'm going to share with you tonight. You can turn everyday conversations into products like I do. And I'm going to lay it out for you. You should stop complaining about money, because there's no reason any of you between 35 and above and 60 something should not be making money every day using what I'm about to tell you. And it's a reason I said 35 plus, you know. So what if I tell you that the conversations that you're having every single day, whether it's on WhatsApp or Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn, the conversations you have with your friends and conversations you're having online, they are all on mind gold. You are sitting on gold. Money is made on conversations. Money is made on conversations. You can actually type that. Conversations are money. And so you're literally sitting on a mind gold. So you don't need to invent anything new. You're already having those conversations, so you just need to capture what you are already saying. There's money in words. Type it. There's money in my words. Everybody type it. There is money in my words. So you need to capture what you're already saying and turn it into a digital product that pays you even while you sleep. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your normal everyday conversations into simple sellable products with tools that you already have on your phone. These coaching sessions are very, very practical. They are not theory. So if you follow me, you should be making money. If you follow this channel, because it's always very practical. We are talking about the tools, we are talking about the concept, we are talking about the methods, and I'm always giving you examples. So I'm going to tell you tonight very practical ways using the tools you already have on your phone, how to turn your everyday, your normal conversations into sellable products. Remember that to make money, when I taught you about the 7 skills for making money, the 7 money-making skills of all times, the first skill I taught you, the number 1 skill, is to sell. I should have actually asked you to type it before talking about it. Selling is the number 1 skill. If you don't like to sell, then you should be prepared to suffer lack, because money is made when value is exchanged. And so you cannot sell if you do not have a product or a service, either the one that you created or the one that someone else has created. And so making money starts with product creation. And then lots of us struggle with ideas about what product can I create. I know it's a big problem with many of us. What products do I create? And you see other people around you, you see people selling things online. There's a Nigerian lady who is very, very prominent and extremely good on Facebook. She's selling services. Recently, she started selling eggs. She's making tens of millions every week selling something. And then you watch it, and you watch, sometimes you see the money that she's making, and it's like, why can't I sell something? Okay, so that's what I'm going to break down for you, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and then you are you have some kind of technology phobia. I'm going to break it down and show you that it's extremely easy to make money. All right, so let me break down the problem so that we can set the context. Most people talk all day but earn nothing from it. If you must talk, you should earn money. Okay, so you're already advising people every day. You're already explaining things. You're explaining things. You are advising people every single day. But you don't realize that those words have value. You don't realize that those words have value. And maybe sometimes many of us struggle because of the kind of upbringing, the religious traditions that we've had. And then we don't see any good in monetizing what we already know. But you see, all of us were born capitalized, fully capitalized. And your capital is in the wisdom that you've acquired over the years. But many of us don't know how to create products out of it and to monetize it. You are sitting on capital. I'm telling you, none of us should actually complain of lacking money. Intellectual property, intellectual products that come from your identity, from your experience, from your skills, from your wisdom, they are big. It's huge. It can actually help your retirement. Okay, so you're already doing these things, and then you're saying to yourself, I don't have a product. Who told you don't have a product? But what if your mouth is your product? Type in the comment section, my mouth is the product. Everybody, type in the comment section, my mouth is the product. And anytime you hear something that is an aha moment for you, please type it. And in fact, there's a proverb written by King Solomon that actually says that that wise people will eat from the fruit of their lips. We literally eat our words. You hear that expression about eating words, but some of us don't know how to eat our words. So let me give you a big idea. Very simple, but it's a very big idea that you can start implementing tonight. So conversations become cash when, number one, so we're talking about how to turn your conversations into cash. Number one, the moment you begin to capture what you say. You know how I discovered how powerful this is? So sometimes people send me a DM talking about a problem. Maybe they're talking about the debt they are owing. They're talking about their money problems, that they are owing, loss of debt and things like that. And I advise these people. And then when I look at what I've written, I say, wow, where did this come from? It's so insightful. Has that happened to you? Somebody calls you on phone, tells you a problem that she has, or a hurt, or some kind of emotional wound or whatever, or financial problem, and you give a fantastic advice, and the person is wowed. The person actually tells you, thank you. What you told me the other day has helped me to solve my debt problem. Now I've paid off my debt, and it's because of what you told me 6 months ago, and I followed it. Has that happened to you? Just say yes. Yes. Yeah, Rich David said many times, it's happened to you. Because we are wired to be better advisors. We advise others better than we advise ourselves. We are better at solving other people's problems than we are at solving our own problems. And that is the power of, like in the Financial Fitness Challenge right now, we have a Telegram community. Because you'll find that even something you've not advised yourself, something you didn't know, when somebody brings that problem to you, you solve it, you're better at it. So now you begin to turn your conversations to cash when you capture what you say. So some of you are 62, you are extremely wise. You've seen the world. You've gotten bullets shot at you. You've gotten all kinds of strikes in your life. You've fallen, you have come back alive. You are having scars. You have scars to show for the victories you've had over the year. Some of you had very, very bad experience with divorce or in your marriage, and now you're 65. You've raised the children, but you've gained so much wisdom and competence over the years and quietness. As a 30-something-year-old girl, and then you were having a difficult marriage, you were always emotionally distraught, you were always depressed, running left and center. But now, at 62, 65, you've solved that problem. You've gone through it. You're patient, you're calm, you're confident, and you're able to advise younger people. But the thing is, the first step is you've got to capture it. Capture what you're saying. So sometimes when I'm on phone, advising somebody, helping somebody, I actually turn on the recording function and then I get this transcript later. I'm already going ahead of myself. But the first step is capture what you say. The second step is package it into a format people can use. Yeah, like I advise someone on how to come out of debt. That's actually what I did. So many people. Not only have I had my own experience of coming out of very bad debt, I was owing 4 financial institutions. I won't mention their names because they're still listening to me. I was owing them lots of money. Went through the hassles of they calling me any time in the day, harassing me. Then one of the financial institutions sent a debt collector after me. Those people were vicious. They were vicious. I knew the emotional turmoil of owing a bank and defaulting. And then one of the banks came and seized, they repossessed my brand new vehicle, SUV, Nissan Armada. They repossessed it. And I remember that day, the children were there. It's such a terrible experience for a man. The children were there. And then one of my sons looked up to me and said, "Daddy, are they taking our car?" It was a crushing experience. They drove it out of the car and still came back after me. That is huge because I know that there's at least someone listening to this session right now who is in exactly that same situation. You have debt, the collectors are after you, and then there was in fact, when I was having this problem, income was not coming in from anywhere. If you are in that situation now, just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, just say, "Yes, I am." If you're in a situation, you really have a bad debt that is giving you a lot of psychological headache, type "Yes, I am." So now, package that into a format that can help people to come out of debt. Then, number 3, sell it. Sell it as a transformation. So this is another secret. Don't sell information, sell transformation. Because of what use is it that you join the Financial Fitness Challenge and then you just come there for information? Because there's no information actually. I give you a Financial Fitness Challenge that I don't give you here, that I don't tell you in live session. I teach everything openly, everything I know. I'm giving it out for free. The only difference coming into the Financial Fitness Challenge, my mentorship group, for some of you hearing about it the first time, is that you are saying, "Okay, I know I can figure this out by myself, but it's going to take me 5 to 10 years. I don't have that time. So I want to join the mentorship group to help me figure out these things." Otherwise, if I give you everything here, but the Financial Fitness Challenge is not information. That's the point I'm making. It is transformation. Today alone, I don't know how many messages I got from people who have been, in fact, there's one on this phone that I'd just like to read to you, whose lives, whose finances have been totally changed and rewired by this. So this person says, "I just want to thank you for letting us know how to invest through the penny stock trade. May God continue to bless you." Because some people have made so much money. Some people's lives have been... So I don't sell information. So if you are coming to the Financial Fitness Challenge because you want more information, please don't come. It won't benefit you. Like we've started for this current cohort today. The first assignment is that there's a checklist of things that you must have. That because we want to hit the ground running. So today in the group, I've given you a checklist of things you should have, including a stockbroking account, including an account with investing.com, including an account with InfoWare. And then some of you are already getting ready because what we're doing there is transformation, not information. So let me recap the big idea again. Capture what you say. There's money there's cash in your words. Even if you're a comedian, these comedians make so much money just joking around. There's money in your mouth. Open your mouth and speak out the money. So capture what you say. Step number 2, package it into a format that people can use to transform their lives. And then step number 3, sell it as a transformation, not just information. Never forget that. People might be looking for information, but truly what people need, what they want, is transformation. What is transformation? This is their current situation. They are in debt. They do not want information about how to come out of debt. They want to come out of debt. And that's exactly how you should package your product. It's not to start giving them information. Okay, what is debt? The dictionary defines debt as they don't care about how the dictionary defines debt. They just want to come out of it. So you package it as transformation. Okay, so let me give you what what I call the CPS framework. The 3 practical method is CPS framework. So we are going practical right now. How do you leave this session and start practicalizing it and literally start making money next week on Monday morning? You can. So that is the transformation I want to happen in this next session, this next section that I'm giving you. How you can get out of this place and implement it over the weekend and start making money on Monday. That's the only way following this channel makes sense. And by the way, if you've been following this channel and you have not subscribed, take a moment. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe to this channel right now. And then if you've been listening to me so far, you haven't given it a love, you've been getting value. So hit that love button. Hit that love button, right now. Okay, so let's talk about the 3-step practical method for turning your everyday conversations into cash. So the first step is C, which I've told you is to capture. Record voice notes during your conversations. Record voice notes during your conversations. And I make presentations a lot to companies. What I find out is that when I'm actually speaking to companies, I'm leading a team retreat and I'm doing a leadership session, or I'm invited somewhere, like I was invited this morning to a bank, and I gave them a talk. I usually discover that when I'm there, there's something that if you're a creative and if you're a speaker, or if you do some coaching or speaking, you find that when you stand before the people and when you open your mouth to speak, you'll find that, I think the religious people will call it anointing, but there's something that comes over you and you deliver such clarity and such powerful punches, and you can see the effect on the audience. So if you don't capture it, you will lose it. So fortunately, we have tools which I'm going to give you that you can use to do this effortlessly. I remember in those days, like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was still working with Shell and Chevron, I would travel to the US and I'd buy all these gadgets from Best Buy, voice recorders in those days. So I have all these voice recorders that, when I'm teaching or I'm giving a talk, I would like to record it. And you record it in WAV files and things like that, So, but today is much easier. So you can use Otter.ai. Artificial intelligence makes it so easy. You use Otter.ai because Otter.ai not only records it, it transcribes it, because in those days, it was very, very cumbersome. Because after recording using that recording device and the internet and cloud computing, there was no cloud computing at that time. So you just have this device and then you connect it to your USB and then download the WAV file. And then there were no automatic transcribers. In those days, I was paying transcribers. And then you give them a 30-minute file to transcribe, and it will take them 2 weeks before they return it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Has anybody experienced it? If you were alive and you did the kind of work I do, like just 15 years, 20 years ago, you were using people, you paid them. And then there were some of them on Fiverr. And then you send the WAV file for them, the audio file, and then they will now, because that transcription was done manually, so it took weeks. But today, you have these AI tools that just do these things automatically for you. Okay, so you can use Otter.ai, you can use Google Docs, voice typing, or you can even use WhatsApp exports to capture. Then identify repeat phrases. That is really the key in this first step. Identify repeat phrases or problems you explain to people often. So, like in my case, I found that one of the things I repeated to people often was that, that money is easy to make. That what is complicating money making, it's not that there's no money waiting out there, but it's the way we think about money. I found myself repeating all the time something about systems. I did not read it anywhere. I found from my own life and from talking to other people that the reason most people struggle financially, especially people my age, especially people who are in their 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, still struggling financially, is because they didn't build systems. They spent all their lives doing repeating tasks, go to work, earn salary, wait for pension, and all that. That was not a system. So I found myself repeating over when I talk to people, especially people in the later half of their lives. I found myself always repeating number one, that they should believe that it is doable. Because one of the things I've noticed for people, especially in their 50s, many of them have started losing hope. They've started losing hope that they could ever be rich again in their lives. I found myself repeating it often, telling them, but no, the best time to actually make money is in your 50s. I have made money, despite all my financial struggle, I've made more money in my 50s than all my 49 years put together. I'm telling you, because now, as a 50-year-old, your problem is not speed. Your problem is accuracy. As a 50-year-old, your strategy is not hustling. Your strategy is wisdom. So the day I turned 50, 9 years ago, I did an exercise, which I will encourage all of you to do. I sat down and I asked myself, what served me? So I looked at different areas of my life, my spirituality, my marriage, my finances, my career, my purpose. I looked at all those dimensions. And I asked myself, what served me in the first half of my life that I could import into the next half of my life? I wanted to say last, but it's not. I might still be here in another 80-something years. So the next 50 years might not be my last half, okay? So maybe it's my second, third of my life. The second of the 3/3. So what served me that I can export into the next half of my life? And I made lists. What didn't serve me in the first half of my life? The day I turned 50, there was no celebration. I sat with myself, making this note, reflections. I'm making notes. What didn't help me? What didn't serve my life? What didn't do me any good in the first half of my life that I must never repeat in the second half of my life? Because if it didn't serve me in the first half of my life, how in the world is it going to do me good now? So if I'm 51 and I'm still committing the errors of my past, I'm still living foolishly the way I did as a 20-something-year-old person, then there's no hope for me. I'm in my 50s. I can't think. Paul said, when I was a child, I thought and behaved and acted like a child. But now I'm a man. So grow up. Grow up. One of the things that did not serve me in the first half of my life was I don't think I took enough risks. People thought I took risks, and I did take a lot of risks. I got married, left my work, and entered school all within 1 month. No work, new wife, no money. I took that risk and I entered school to learn a very new skill that came out of that time. And it was that skill that got me the job in Shell. It was risky, but I think I would have taken more risks if I, just looking back. So I sat down and said, playing safe did not help me. In my first 50 years, playing safe didn't help me because there's no safety anywhere. Playing small too did not help me. I played small in the first half of my life. Today, I don't play small. In my thoughts, in my imagination, so I do not play small. If it is small, you won't find me there. Somebody said, if you want to make God laugh, show him your plans. You know, if it's small, likelihood that God is not there and all that. God is big. Said he does awesome things in his majesty or something like that. Okay. So identify the repeat phrases or the problems that you explain often to people. These were the problems I was explaining too often. That's the origin of the financial fitness challenge. Okay. So the second step, the package. So let me break it down for you. And if you have any questions on these steps, type it. When I'm done, I will go through the chart and then look at specific questions. But because I really want it to be as simple as possible, and I really want you to start executing on it, like after this. And look at these other videos I've given you about even how you can use ChatGPT, how you can use AI to package these things. In those days, it used to be very difficult. But today, with a couple of prompts, like brilliant prompts, you can package a product in under 30 minutes. So, turn the voice notes into PDFs. Turn it into ebooks. Turn it into webinars. Now, sometimes, somebody might say, these things are already too plenty. There are so many ebooks. There are so many webinars. There are so many courses everywhere. How am I going to now add another one? Who will pay? Who will discover? Have you had that kind of thinking? Because you go to Coursera, or you go to, where are all these platforms? Or you go to Selar, or you go to all these learning management systems. There are all kinds of courses, hundreds of millions of courses. Why add another one? You add another one, number one, because all those ones were created by other people like Obo and other. It wasn't created. There's none to your name. I like one of the writers of scripture, Luke, the physician. Luke was a medical doctor, practicing medical doctor. And he was a scientist. And he said, listen, Theophilus, he was addressing his letter, his research to a particular individual called Theophilus. He said, inasmuch as other people have undertaken to write about all the things that Jesus began to do and to teach, I myself, after having carefully examined and researched this matter, have also decided to add my own. Other people have written courses. So, is it your course? Did they write? Is that your course? Did you write? So there's space in the world for one more course, because we are 8 billion people. There are at least 1,000 people around the world. 1,000 out of 8 billion people who will benefit from what you have to say and the way you have to say it. Because our products carry their personality. So there may be somebody else doing something like financial fitness challenge, but it doesn't carry my spirit. It doesn't carry my personality. So don't say other people are too many people, too many ebooks. And where is your own? Yeah, too many, but have you written one? And then there's never a time so easy to create a digital product than now. Even if you add another 1 billion digital products in the world, it won't be enough. If you add another 1 billion courses to the internet in the next 1 month, it still won't be enough, because there's somebody somewhere. It's amazing to me. You see, this thing I do is amazing to me. Not for the money. Not for the money. I'm not rich yet, like I keep telling you people. But I'm on a very good path. You won't imagine places I've entered in different countries. You won't imagine remote places I have gone. And somebody comes up there to tell me, oh, sir, I watch your YouTube videos. You have changed my life. You've changed my family. I now see money differently. I now see wealth. I now believe that it's something I can attain. It happens to me nearly every day, everywhere I go. The other day, I was in a bank in one, not a very major city. I went to a bank to transact. And then there was this young man somewhere, kept on staring at me. And I knew why, because I get it all the time. That I could sit in this place and share my wisdom, which is not the best. It's not the most advanced in the world. It's just my story, and I share that. And then somebody in St. Lucia. In fact, please do me a favor. Type the countries right now. Type the countries from where you are watching. You are joining this live session. Type it in the comment section, please. Everybody, where are you joining from? Just mention your country. Mention your country. Do it. Yeah, mention your country quickly. Okay? Because there is somebody somewhere that needs what you have. Okay, so I'm seeing Nigeria, I'm seeing UK, I'm seeing Canada, so I'm seeing Abuja, I'm seeing England, I'm seeing Sweden. Okay, Machiavelli said Nigeria. I'm seeing Eric, Maryland, US. I'm seeing Ireland here. I'm seeing Uganda. My goodness, look at Syria, Syria. I'm seeing South Sudan. I'm seeing Ghana. I'm seeing Liberia. I'm seeing Belgium. And so on. I've seen people from Trinidad and Tobago engaging. I've seen people from Guyana. I've seen people from Fiji Island. I've seen people from Australia, from Hong Kong, everywhere. So who told you that the world is saturated? Now, if I didn't come out to start my own program, how will I know that somebody in Ireland? How would I know that somebody in Syria? How would I know that somebody in Liberia is listening to me now, even with all the time differences? So please turn those voice notes into PDFs, into courses, into ebooks and webinars. I'm telling you, if you go through this process with me, or what I'm telling you, isn't it practical enough? Please tell me, isn't it practical enough? You know, the time we sit down complaining about money, complaining about not getting raises in office, complaining about our salary not enough, you can turn that, use that time to turn it into a product. Okay. Then, second step in the package, use ChatGPT to structure and polish your content. I've given us some charts, some prompts, and I'll continue to give you prompts that can allow you to do these things. Okay? Now, you can say, for instance, how I explain stock market to my cousins. Because your cousins have come to ask you about the stock market. Your colleagues at work have come to ask you. So you recorded it. And then it's how I explain stock market to my cousins. You can turn it into beginner's stock market guide in plain English. Do you know how many? In fact, that's a book I should write. If somebody here doesn't write it tonight, I'm going to write that book. Beginner's stock market guide in plain English. Do you know how many millions of people in the world will be interested? And if you even sell it $9.99, $10, and then in the lifetime of that book, 10,000 people buy, haven't you made $100,000 from one ebook? At least I want you to see that these things are possible. They are not just possible. They is already happening. I have these things in, I have my ebooks and courses and worksheets on Selar. And then there's no day I wake up in the morning, there's money. There's a payout from Selar. I don't even want to mention what I got from Selar today, just this morning. And that's how I'm funding my investments. It's doable because people are doing. I'm not the only one. I'm even one of the smallest people. So that's why every evening I choose what is very practical, what you can do. Some of you are earning very little salary. You are underpaid and complaining. But you have internet. You have phone. You have mouth. record it, package it into a program, and then you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be helpful and clear to people. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in what I'm doing. I'm not perfect in the stock market, but I'm very helpful. I didn't know so many things about the stock market. I'm not an economics major or a finance major, but I'm extremely helpful. Sometimes more helpful than the professor of economics. I'm more helpful to you than the professor. And you are doing it and getting results. So step number 3, sell. How do you do it? Use platforms like Selar. Okay, there are some others that people use in different countries like Payhip, there's Gumroad. In your country, if you search, there is a platform that you can use to sell and to collect payment. At the time that Selar came, it actually came like a very big relief for African creators. Very huge relief for African creators because it was impossible for us to take payment beyond our country. So if you're in Gambia, you could only take money from payment from Gambia. If you were in Ghana, you could only take money from Ghana. How much more if you're in Tanzania? But through Selar, Selar is S-E-L-A-R, not double L, okay? Say that it's S-E-L-A-R. Say that I think you're in Sweden. There might be better options for you in Sweden to be able to collect payment. But Selar allows us to collect money from whether it is Kenya or it's Ghana or Tanzania or South Africa. There are a couple of places. You pay in your local currency. You can pay in your local currency in Cameroon. I don't think they're in Cameroon yet. In a couple of African countries. And then if you're a seller, a creator in Ghana, you receive your funds in cedis. But somebody in Nigeria pays you Nigerian naira. Somebody in Tanzania pays you in the Tanzanian, I forget the name of their money, but I've been to Tanzania twice or 3 times. Okay, so use platforms like Selar. Number 2, title your product based on the problem it solved. It's important. Don't title it based on your passion. Title it based on the problem that it solves. Like the one I gave you, Beginner's Stock Market Guide. Because when people want to start in the stock market, it's difficult. They're overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. So that title is a solution in itself. It communicates the benefit of that product. Then sell through your existing WhatsApp status, your Instagram, your email list. Don't use Instagram to be showing us your different clothes or showing us your wardrobe. What is it? Some people just use Instagram. Other people are making money. You're using Instagram to show us you in shopping mall. Show us you beside a car, beside an expensive car that is not even your own or your father's own. You just go to the car park and then you're taking pictures. Anyway, teenagers can do it, and then these young girls in their early 20s. But if you are 50 and you are using your Instagram to post pictures of you beside a car or pictures of you shopping in a mall, if I catch you, let me not say what I'm going to do for you. Anyway, so sell through all that, post it in all these different platforms. And then remember, people don't buy your grammar. They buy their own transformation. Always have that in mind. Because I remember a couple of years ago, there was a time that Nigeria was, the central bank required that every Nigerian bank recapitalize. So there was this craze for deposits. And for those of you who are my age, and you remember at that time, all the banks recruited all these very beautiful young women, treated them very well. They were going all over the whole place, looking for deposits, cash deposits like crazy. And then I remember one coming to me, please sir, I have a target. If I don't meet this target, I'm going to lose this job. Please just deposit. Just put the deposit, and then you can take the money away after, did they say 24 hours or 72 hours? Let it just come into mind. That is not selling. That's not selling. You're putting yourself and your situation. You're not solving the person's. That's not how to sell. People are buying their own transformation. It's not sympathy to keep you, because to keep you in your job. I hope you get what I'm saying. Okay, so people don't buy your grammar, they buy their own transformation. So when you are selling, always put the problems, the hurt, the frustration of the person, because selling is consulting. What do you think I'm actually doing now? I'm selling. People think that selling is just, okay, I have this course, come and buy. No. I'm selling. I'm solving your problem and helping you generate transformation. And then hopefully, when you find this free session very valuable, one day you will say, oh, if his free session is this valuable, I wonder what it will be like to join his mentorship. Is it making sense? So always know that what people are looking for, their own transformation. That is what they are buying. Okay. So just to recap everything that we have said, you don't need to talk more. You need to capture what you've already said. Okay. Your past struggles is a product. Your life lessons is a product. The world is hurting deeply. The world is hurting deeply. And we think that there's enough knowledge until you go to Facebook like I do. And some of you who follow me on Facebook, you see what I go through on Facebook to even communicate basic wisdom. People don't even get it. So your kitchen table wisdom is a product. Some your women friends visit you, and then you guys are now talking about something. You're talking about the way the schools no longer do certain things, or you say you're all discussing, your friends come to visit you, and you are all mothers, and you are all waiting in the kitchen and discussing before going to do your school runs. That meeting is a product. Oh, the schools are very expensive these days, and they're not matching up with salary. That's a product. That's a product. How are you and your husband solving that problem? That's a product. Okay. So don't wait to be ready. You are already loaded with what people are searching for. Anytime people ask you, how do I do this? How did you do this? And they ask you 2 times or 3 times, it's a product in the making. And so if you're ready to turn your voice into value, join the Financial Fitness Challenge. One of the things in the curriculum that we're working on is not just using AI to make money, but also it's required from this very cohort. We're in cohort 7 right now, that everybody start a YouTube channel. Let's turn your voice, turn your wisdom, and turn your words into money. The opportunities are great, and I'm going to tell you, how to, not just the YouTube monetization, but you see, you have a product, there's a business model behind it before you actually go, like in the YouTube course for the Financial Fitness Challenge mentorship people. The very first thing is actually to define your audience and to define a product before you start your first video, because you can start making money even before YouTube monetizes you. And then when YouTube monetizes you, that's double money. You're making income through several means. So that's part of it. And so if you want to be part of it, we actually, the first day of the day 1 of the current cohort just started now. So you are not late. You can join immediately after this. And I think I can still extend the early bird to you. The early bird payment, you're not going to pay the full standard fee. It's just $105 or 105,000 Nigerian naira. So what you need to do is send a WhatsApp message. Just say payment details to +234 8088 000 111. It's also in the description of this video. Just say send me payment details. Please join us now. Our first plenary, the Zoom session, is happening this Sunday. That is in 2 days. So join right now, and then I will see you. All right, so let's take a couple of moments to look at your aha moments. I usually want to know what your aha moments are and what other questions that there might be here. All right, first one says selling is consulting. Absolutely. Sonny Akman says you're making sense, sir. Thank you. Okay. Right, first one says what people are looking for is their own transformation. That is what they buy. Absolutely. Senior, I hope I didn't murder your name. From Cameroon says, how can I pay from Cameroon? Yeah, I will send you the details. Just send a message to that WhatsApp number, and I'll send you the details to pay. And I think that sometimes paying for the Cameroonians who have joined the program also experienced difficulties paying using Selar. So what some of them did, one person paid with crypto. There's a crypto option to pay. That's another thing that we are packaging for future financial fitness challenge, because crypto can change your life. I think I waited too long. It was one of the risks I was talking about that I didn't take. But this is still a very good time. So you can pay crypto, or you find a Nigerian living around you in Cameroon, pay the equivalent, and then the Nigerian can transfer the Nigerian naira. So I think that's how people who join from Cameroon, who join the Financial Fitness Challenge, have been able to. And Marshall rightly said, people don't buy grammar, they buy transformation. Absolutely. First off, title your product based on the problem it solves. Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. All right. Thank you very much. Elizabeth said, my aha moment is people don't buy grammar, they buy their transformation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful week. As you know, we meet exactly same time every weekday, and today is Friday. So I wish you a very amazing weekend, and whatever happens, keep showing up, because you have no idea what's coming your way next. And I'm going to see you same time Monday evening. God bless you.